Hi guys, and welcome to Beautifully Yeye Sourdough Bread Series, Barbie edition. I am so excited for you guys to see this video. I have been working on this for a while, and who doesn't want to eat pink bread? Pink is so much fun, and I love the fact that everybody's been getting more and more into the color pink recently. So I figured, wouldn't it be fun to make a sourdough bread, but Barbie edition? Maybe with a Barbie silhouette. We'll see how it all comes together. But without further ado, let's get into this video.
To your glass bowl, add 4 cups of unbleached organic bread flour.
We will need 1 full teaspoon of salt. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to require 1 cup of our bubbly starter that is pink. So 1 full cup of that should equate to about 1 cup. So, see this? All right. So the next part then is to add 1 1/4 cup of water. And 1/4 cup of water. Because this is our Barbie themed sourdough, we're going to go ahead and add a few more drops of our pink dye to this, just to ensure. And again, I'm really focusing it on really where the water is. Mix this very, very well. So again, just combining it. Okay, so to do our stretch and fold, you're gonna grab each corner of the bread dough. It's gonna kind of try to wiggle it a little bit. The most important thing is don't let the elasticity break. So just a little bit of pull, fold it on itself, turn the bowl, do the same thing to all the corners. So that's 4 corners. Again, just a little bit of pull, fold it on itself. Turn it again. We're just like repeating this. Again, it doesn't have to be like aggressive. Fold it on itself. And we're gonna repeat this every 10 minutes. So we're gonna repeat this stretch and fold every 10 minutes for about 4 to 6 times. So for about 40 minutes, every 10 minutes you do this for about 4 to 6 times. Damp your bread towel, and then you just want to lay it over it and let it rest, and we'll be back in another 10 minutes to do the exact same process. All right guys, it's been 10 minutes, so let's repeat the process. Before you do this, you want to make sure you wet your hands just so the dough doesn't stick. We wet our hands. You see the gluten is getting activated, and that's what we're trying to do. And the more you do it, this is reminding me of like bubble gum. Like the Hubba Bubba or like Bubblicious bubble gum that I grew up with. All right, last part. Again, I cover it back, then we'll be back. All right, the timer just went off, so let's go in for our second fold. And once again, you want to make sure your hand is wet before you handle this. So, three, and the last bar is here. 4. Okay, we're gonna cover this. We're gonna wait another 10 minutes, and we're gonna repeat the process. All right, it's been another 10 minutes. Let's repeat. giving bubble gum, bubble gum, bubble gum, bubble gum, bubble gum, bubble gum. Okay. And 4. As you can tell, it's getting more and more elastic each time, and that's exactly what we want. Once again, we're gonna cover this with our damp bread towel, and we're gonna wait another 10 minutes. All right, guys, let's get ready for our 4th fold. Again, make sure your hand is damp. Your hand is thoroughly wet. Just wanna pull that. You see those bubbles? This is exactly why we're doing it. To activate the gluten. Gluten. And after this, we're just gonna do one more fold after this one, and that will be it. 3. And 4. Once again, we're gonna cover it, and we're gonna come back for our last fold. All right, guys, this is our last stretch and fold. Now it's really giving bubble gum. And we love this texture because this is precisely what we want in the bread. And again, this is just really activating the gluten in the bread. And the last one. Like put your, stretch it like this, and then you like fold it back on itself again, and so I'm gonna grab this like this, pop it in here, and we're gonna put our bread towel back on this. We're gonna put this in a warm place for another 6 hours, then we're gonna start proofing it. All right, guys, it's been about 7 hours, so let's get our dough out. All right, so this is our dough. Nice, and as you can see, it's definitely doubled in size. The next thing we're going to do is get ready to put our dough in the proofing basket. So this is our dough. We're gonna go ahead and move this to the side, and we're gonna get our proofing basket ready. That's what the proofing basket is, and then this is the cheesecloth. Okay. So this is the proofing basket, and the proofing basket is ready. We're just gonna flour it in the inside of the proofing basket, and again, just to ensure that the bread dough doesn't stick to the fabric, or at least doesn't stick too much to the fabric. All right, I'm gonna dust off the excess into the sink, and our proofing basket is now ready. So we're gonna go ahead and set that to the side. We're gonna flour our surface to get the dough ready. We want to get our bread dough out onto the floured surface, and the best way to do that is to just turn it over and jiggle the bread. And if that doesn't work, because you're trying not to break up the little bubbles that is formed, as you can see here in the dough, if that doesn't work, you can loosen up the side a little bit. So you can do this by just pulling out the sides a little bit, just to all right. As you're trying to make a ball, so we're trying to tighten the dough because as you can see, this dough is very, very loose right now, and we don't want that. We want a very tight round dough. So what we're going to do is we are going to push it like this, fold it in on itself, and as you can see, this has some really nice bubbles in there. I'm going to pop that one. Push it, pull it into itself. Again, push it, pull it back into itself. We are trying to form a very, very tight, neat dough. Curve it back into itself. Push it away. Curve it back into itself. So at the end, this is what we want to be left with, a tight ball like this. And then we're going to get our proofing basket. What you want to ensure before putting in the proofing basket is the part that was in the counter is not going to be facing up. So you're going to flip it. So I'm going to put it in our proofing basket like this. Next thing, you're going to get some saran wrap, put it over our beautiful Barbie dough. You're going to need a plastic band that is long enough to go around the side to hold it in. And then we're going to refrigerate this. So you're just going to put it over here. That's what it should look like. Still has some space in there to still rise as well. Now we're going to put this in the refrigerator and start proofing. You need to proof this in the refrigerator for at least 12 hours of a maximum to 24 hours. So let's get to proofing, and then I'll show you what the dough looks like when it's doubled in size and ready to be baked.
Alright guys, before we get started, let's preheat the oven to 450 Fahrenheit. So while the oven is preheating, let's get our dough out, prepped, and ready to be baked. Alright guys, now that our oven is preheating, let's prep our dough and get it baked. For this step, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a Dutch oven. I use the Le Creuset Dutch oven. You're going to need your Barbie edible pink color. This was made, let me know if you guys would also like a video on how to make edible colors to use in your cooking. You're going to need a little sieve. And you're going to need some flour to flour the top of our bread. And of course, the star of the show, the Barbie stencil. So let's get this prepped. So let's get you guys closer. Let's get the bread out of the refrigerator and get this bread baked. All right, guys, we have our bread here. This is what our dough looks like after 24 hours of proofing. As you can see, it is doubled in size. It's still very soft to the touch. The Barbie pink color is alive and well. We love that. So let's get this taken out and get it ready to be baked.
Okay, we have our beautiful dough here. It's definitely ready to be baked. Just gonna dump it here. Oh yes, this is perfect. So we're gonna thoroughly flour the top of it. All right, now we're gonna pop our Barbie stencil on here. We're gonna get our color and we're gonna sieve it on there. Was made a little too big. We need to cut around this so it has room to poof out. Sourdough loves to poof out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut around this to do a design. So we're gonna cut pretty deep, just like so. And I'm gonna come around here and do the exact same thing. Again, this is just to ensure that our design stays put. And then I'm gonna do other designs around it. So you can do very basic designs like so. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this into our Dutch oven. All right, so this is the Dutch oven. Again, I'm gonna make sure I flour the bottom of my Dutch oven just to ensure that my bread dough does not stick. I'm gonna carefully pick it up and put it in here. So, like so, and we're just gonna like put it in there. Like so. I'm gonna pop the lid on and put this in our oven for 25 minutes with the lid on, 20 minutes with the lid off. So we're just
our bread has been baking. That is the timer. Let's go get our bread out. All right. Okay, this is our bread. It's all baked. Let's open this baby up and see how it looks. Oh my goodness. This is our Barbie bread. Zoom you in so you can see it better. So we know the bread looks good, but let's do a taste test. Hear that crunch? All right, now for the real slice.
So let's finish cutting this up. Okay. See how beautiful and airy the dough looks? A beautiful dough. All right, so this is a real slice. Let's go ahead and butter this up.
Now that we've cut our slice, let's go ahead and get a little saucer to put it on. And in honor of Barbie, I am going to be using my dragon fruit butter. And let's get you guys a close-up of this.
So as I said, this is my dragon fruit butter. It's dragon fruit, honey, some lime zest, and some fresh lime juice. Let me know if you guys would like this recipe. It's a sweet and tangy, fruity butter. I'm gonna go ahead and spread that on there.
Okay, last we just buttered our toast. Now, time to taste the fruit of our labor. Cheers. This with the dragon fruit butter is delicious. It is so yummy. If you don't believe me, try some yourself. All right. I hope you enjoyed this series. Stay tuned for others. That is it for this sourdough video. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, and I'll see you guys in my next video.